Auzubillahiminashaitanirrajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to our first online class. Inshallah, in these classes, student, I will try to explain all the main points. You please note down these points in your copies. After 2 or 3 these video lectures, we will have a Zoom meeting. In these meetings, you can share all your problems with me. As during my previous university classes, I felt that we were unable to discuss the problems which you people were facing. So, inshallah, we will try to remove all these problems. Firstly, student, I will explain you where the metals are present in our periodic table. I have shown in the slide a periodic table in which I have given the different colors so that you can understand easily. The group 1 that is shown by purple color, light purple color, and group 2 light blue color, and D blocks elements which are shown by yellow color. These all are metals. Metals are present in group 1, group 2 and D block of periodic table. Yes, firstly we will discuss the physical properties of the metal. Physical properties mean the properties which are determined by their arrangement of their particles. Arrangement of particles mean how their particles are packed or placed in their structure. So some of the physical properties are lustrous and sonorous. Lustrous mean they have a shiny surface and they have ability to reflect the light. And sonorous mean they produce a sound, a specific sound when we hit them. High density is, it's a mass per unit volume. As their particles closely packed, so due to the close packing of their particles, metals have high density. Malleable mean we can give them any shape. They are easily shaped, and ductile mean it can be drawn in the form of wires. Malleable and ductile, these properties are because in the metals, in a metal, the particles are arranged in the form of layers, and when pressure is applied on these layers slip over each other. That's why we can give them any shape. Now, melting and boiling point of the metal is high because of the presence of strong metallic bond between positive ion and sea of electron. That's why most of the metals, not all the metals, most of the metals have high melting and boiling point. As you have discussed in unit 8, that the metals of group 1, they have comparatively low melting and boiling point. A good electrical and thermal conductor means heat conductor, is because of the presence of these sea of electron or mobile electrons or free electron. So you can answer that the electrical conductivity or thermal conductivity of metal is because of their presence of this free or mobile electrons. And then in the last, high tensile strength, it's obviously because of the presence of metallic bond in metals. Study what are alloys and why they are made. Students, pure metals have many useful properties, but they are not widely used due to their softness and due to their high reactivity. Most of the metallic substance used nowadays are alloys. Alloys are said to be the mixture of metal with the one or few other elements. I am saying elements, not metals. Mixture of a metal with small amount of other elements that may be metals or that may be non-metals. So the definition of an alloy is the mixture of a metal and small amount of other metal or non-metals. Due to the now what happens to the properties of the metals in the form of alloy when we mix up the different metals, we mix up their different size of atoms or their shape of the atoms may be different. So due to different size and shape of the atoms, the regular pattern or regular arrangement of the particle is disturbed and the layers cannot slide over each other. That makes them alloys harder as compared to that of pure metal. For making alloys, we firstly convert the component elements, metals or non-metal in a molten form, and then we mix up their right proportion, and after that mixing them, we allow them to solidify. The physical properties of the alloys are somehow different from their component elements because when we mix them, their properties are enhanced, and so we get a mixture that has some more properties than that of their component elements. The physical properties of alloys are different than that of their component elements because mostly the alloys are stronger or harder than that of their components metal or elements because when we mix them, make their mixture and then get them solidify, their regular arrangement of the atom is break up, and due to the layers of the atoms cannot slide over each other, or they cannot slide over each other easily, and that's why the alloys are generally harder and less malleable as compared to that of pure metal. Next is when we make the alloy, the appearance of the metal is generally improved than that of pure metal. So we can say that by alloying the metals, the appearance is improved, and then alloys are resistant to corrosion than that of pure metal. You know, the example of the most common example is that iron easily corrode, but its alloy steel, it is resistant to corrosion. And next is that alloy has lower and melting point than that of their component metal, pure metal. This is the reason. What is the reason of this point is that then in alloy we take the a metal and then add in a small amount of other metal or element which act as impurities. So we have learned in unit 1 that when the impurities decrease the melting point. So in the form of alloy, the melting point of the metal is decreased. It's a very economical point because our cost become when we use the metal in the form of alloy. There we can melt them, we can mold them at much lower temperature as compared to that of pure metal. So example is that bronze. Bronze is an alloy of copper and tin, and brass is an alloy of copper and zinc, and steel is an alloy of iron and carbon. And the stainless steel is the, in the slide you can see the steel. It's not steel, it's a stainless steel. Stainless steel is an alloy of iron along with the chromium, nickel and small amount of carbon. Please note down that if we mix just carbon in the iron, it is called as a steel. So mixture of iron with small amount of carbon will be called as a steel. And for enhance the properties of steel, you know that there are different types of steel. Inshallah, we will study in detail in the next topic. So in order to make it stainless, we add small amount of chromium and nickel. So in this picture, I have shown you the metals and alloys so that you can compare their physical appearance. That what is the appearance, whichever the properties, whatever the properties we have discussed above, so you can see their difference in the appearance of alloys and pure metals. Let's see the few past paper questions about the topic. Now the first question is that I am not going to mention the year because it is irrelevant. We can see I have shown the some of the questions so that you can understand how this topic can be asked, or how in different ways these points are being asked. The first question is, which I am going to discuss is, as you can see, that which substances matter. They have discussed about their electrical conductivity in their solid and molten state. In Unit 4, we have learned that metals are the only elements which can conduct electricity in their solid and molten state. So our option A is correct. The next topic is about the that which statement is correct about all metals. Now the A option is they are attached to attracted to a magnet. You know that all the metals are not attracted by magnet. Only the iron show response towards the magnet. So this option is not correct. The second one is that they are weak and brittle. We have studied that metals are have a high tensile strength. They are malleable. Brittle mean when the pressure is applied on the metal, on anything, and it breaks up into small pieces, that is called as a brittleness. So this is not correct about the metals. All the metals are malleable and ductile. Again, the B option is incorrect. And the third option is that they may be used to form alloys. We have just learned that what are alloys? Alloys is a mixture of a metal with other small amount of other element that can be metal or a non-metal. So I think that C option is correct. But firstly, we see the D option. They react with water. This cannot be applied again to all the metals because all the metals don't react with the water. Which this thing, inshallah, we will study in our next topic, that is the reactivity of metal. But for your information, you know that gold and silver, they never react with the water. So our C option is correct, that metals have, if we have a strong knowledge of, or we know what is alloy, we can easily answer the answer of this question is C option. Our next question is that brass. Brass is an alloy of copper with an other element. Is used to make the contact pins of electrical plugs because it's harder than copper. In brass, the other element, as we have just learned, that brass is an alloy of copper and zinc. The major element is copper. Our next answer is A. Obviously, because any other element is a metal that mix with the copper, not react, not non-metal. So it's a very clear answer. If we know the example of components of brass, then we can easily answer this question that it's a lie. So then obviously it would be a mixture of copper with other metals. In the next question, you can see they have given you a periodic table. You have done a lot of questions related to this type of periodic table. You would have a periodic table with you, so it's very easy. I think it becomes very easy for us to answer the such type of question where you have just to mention the where the mixed steel, the which elements are used to make the different types of steel. Some elements of periodic table are shown shaded. Which set of shaded elements could be used with iron to make different types of steel? You know that A is group 1. Group 1 are not added for making steel. C is group 5. In group 5, it's the nitrogen family. It's again is not used to make the steel, and the D1 is noble gases. So our option is uh, B. B option is correct because we know that we add in the steel different types of steels. We add the tin, we add chromium, nickel, and manganese to make different types of steel. So right option is option B. Here I have taken some theory questions just to give you the practice that how the question could be asked about this topic. If we have learned or understand this topic easily, you have noted down the points which I have taught you. Just you can easily answer the questions related to this topic. Very easy question, very clear question, straight questions are being asked. You can see that brass is an alloy of copper and zinc. So just two reasons why brass is often used in preference to copper. Here you can add any 2 points that brass is harder than pure copper, and secondly its melting and boiling point is lower than that of pure copper, and due to its appearance it have a better appearance. It's a better characteristic than that of copper. Second, not affected by air. Any properties which I have mentioned in earlier in the topic, you can write down any two properties from the alloy. The next question is explain why there are attractive forces in metallic structure. As we have learned, you know that in the metallic structure there is a layer of positive ion, and between these layers there are the sea of electron, and so there are the electrostatic force of attraction between the positive ion and sea of electron that make them strong. So due to the presence of sea of electron, they have attractive forces. Explain the next question is explain why metals such as lead is malleable. It's very easy and simple question. So students, I have mentioned some of the example questions so that you can come to know that how the this question are being asked from this topic, and you have to learn the properties of metals, and you must know the main points of about the alloys and their about their structure. Inshallah, in the next lecture, we will study the reactivity of metals, and after that, inshallah, I will have a Zoom meeting with you so that we can discuss our problems related to these topics in our meeting.